Hey, Intuitive Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Coach here, excited to bring to you today's collective reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, collective, what do you need to know today? Now, the message I'm getting is you were not born to settle. So for some of you, you may have settled into some sort of routine or a confinement within a box, within some sort of structure that is being challenged at this time. Some of you are meant for more. This could be expansion. This could be taking your health to the next level, taking a relationship or a career path to the next level, whatever that may look like for you. I feel like the message today is about allowing yourself to be uncomfortable, because that is what is going to embrace and initiate some sort of change. You may already be going through it, but it's actually aligning you to that 6 energy of harmony, responsibility, and loyalty on a whole new level. So if we're looking at numerology and tarot, 4s are about structure, planning. The 4 of Cups can be opportunities in front of us, but sometimes we look to the past and we are fearful, even emotionally fearful, that things are gonna continue to replay out the way that they have in the past. So we stay in a comfort zone within our emotions. We don't open up. We don't allow love or intimacy to enter. So therefore we stay on lockdown in some way, shape, or form. In the 4 of Swords, we go through that disappointment or heartbreak or something mentally, mentally confusing, or logically it doesn't seem to make sense, and we have to bring that stability in through reprogramming or retraining the mind, looking at things from a new perspective, and maybe even seeing the silver lining. In the 4 of Pentacles, it can be about hanging on too tightly to our assets. It can be a very frugal mentality or not enough. And that may be why we hang on to things at times, is because we feel like it's as good as it gets, or we're not going to have better, or there's not enough. And I feel for you, collective, it's time to break out of that thinking, break out of that emotional energy, the thought process. And as we say that, you actually have breakthrough coming out here, and you just had a huge clump of cards show up. Once this breakthrough is really set into motion, which I feel August is significant here. There is something here about Leo season. Even though these are timeless, I feel Leo season is the initiator. Leo season is all about abundance, joy, vibrancy. It is about putting in the work and seeing your dreams to reality, right? Taking action towards those dreams. And I feel for a lot of you, your first card out is intuition. So for a lot of you, you have this inner knowing that you're meant for more, to expand in some way, shape, or form. And for a lot of you, this is career, this is business, this is your creative ideas, your endeavors, and paying attention to that little voice within that is constantly showing up, right? But we have the fears, or we have the mind talking us out of it, or telling us we're not good enough, or we're too old, or we can't do it. Excuse me. No more stuck in confinement is what I'm picking up on here. You're receiving downloads. You have this heightened sense of awareness that perhaps you've had in the past, but it hasn't been this loud. And I feel like it's like the door knocking, right? That someone at the door, and you're not quite sure if you heard a knock at the door. So you pause for a little bit, and then you're hearing that loud, it's getting louder and louder and louder. And I feel like it's here right in front of you, and you can no longer avoid the knock or, the opportunity, because it's time for you to open up the door here and explore something new. Now, you do have breakthrough showing up, collective. This is about realization. It could be a moment of truth. Some of you, it's about your mind, and you're telling yourself, I'm sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I'm done with this energy, it's time to move on. For some of you, this could be a major wake-up call in your life. Maybe this is a tower moment that has occurred. Perhaps something in the physical has shifted your, perception, your reality in some way, shape, or form. But this moment of truth is leading you towards a higher experience of the heart, a deeper, more enriching experience. Because what is this outcome energy? Oh, wow. Look at this. The outcome is milestone. You have second chance. You have R&R. There's that Four of Swords energy, right? And this is awakening. So you are rising, reclaiming your power, rebirth. This is spiritual enlightenment. And a lot of you have been going through a death process in some way, shape, or form. The whole butterfly transforming, the cocoon process. It can feel sticky and icky and transformative, but at the same time, transformation can be beautiful, especially when you're spiritually aware of what's going on and you're able to see things from a higher perspective. This is you spreading your wings, collective. This is about you rising from the ashes, rising from the struggles, the strife, the challenges, and coming out stronger because you have grown. You've grown in ways that maybe you never would have prior. And the universe is saying, you're being reborn to allow yourself this second chance at life. What do you want to do this time around? This is a do-over, a review. For some of you, it could be forgiveness, forgiving oneself, forgiving another. It could be a better offer coming in, maybe that job that had passed you by or that relationship that you thought was going to be the one. There's something better for you. It's better aligned with your path, with your energy. And it's about rebuilding and starting fresh. And that's what this breakthrough is leading to here. Now, for some of you, you may even want to live a simple life. This may have to do with simplicity here with the R&R. Perhaps you want to, own a 50-acre farm on the homestead and do some goat yoga, right? Or perhaps you want to get back to basics where you're not feeling the demands of the city life or the corporate world. And perhaps for others of you, this has to do with feeling more vitality, feeling more alive by eating healthier and getting in better shape. You have the R&R card because this is a timeout period. You've done some massive changes and growth, but I feel like there's a full recovery process that's been taking place. And now you're coming to this point on your soul's path that's leading to a lot more peace. And I feel like this is inner peace. A lot of you, this is inner peace, and it's going to be reflected in your outer world because you're not going to put up with anything that disrupts that peace in some way, shape, or form, or the way that you handle it is going to be different. Or you may just avoid that energy altogether because you're not vibrating at that frequency any longer. And you'll notice that as well. Whatever you are focused on, you're going to see more of it. You know, the whole story of, if you focus on BMWs, if you just bought a BMW, you're going to see them all over the road, right? Because that's what your energy is focused on. That's what you're aligned with. Then you start seeing them everywhere. And same goes for, more simplicity, more peace, more R&R. Once you start focusing on that energy, it's like you start to attract it. You start to see it everywhere. And it's leading to this major milestone in your world. This is victory. This is accomplishment. This is possibly a promotion. It can be a reward. It can be achievement. But do not overlook the masculine and feminine energy of milestones. So what that means is the masculine energy around a milestone is the action. It is the physical piece of what we see. We can definitely see success on a physical level, right? Through awards, through promotions, through, maybe even the body, the physique, what we've worked hard for. We can see it's tangible, it's physical, it's right in front of us. But don't underestimate the power of the feminine. And that is about what you've gone through emotionally as well, and how you have gained more emotional intelligence. You have gained more strength and courage and self-discipline, all of the things internally that we don't always see because they're not right in front of us. And I feel for some of you, that is a big, big milestone. You've overcome a lot of mental, emotional, and even spiritual turmoil at times, right? Energetically, you've gone through a lot, but you're coming up out of something, and it's quite powerful. So let's clarify, what is this? Let's look at what your intuition is telling you with the intuition card. That voice within. A lot of you may be meditating more or focusing on really going within. Okay, that's why. 5 of Swords, because mentally, remember what I said earlier? Numerology and tarot, the 4s are about structure. I think I mentioned this. The 4s are more about structure, and then we move into the 5s. 5s represent change, uncertainty, obstacles, and it leads you to that 6th energy, which is that milestone, that, problem solving, harmony, and 6 is also the Lovers. So coming to a place where heart and soul are aligned, but you're going through some change at this time, and you might be questioning, is this my intuition? How can I make this happen? How can I listen? And you may even be going round and round, because sometimes when there are thoughts that are creeping in telling you, you can't do it, now's not the right time, maybe you should stay, maybe you should go, it can feel like a headache, right? Some of you may even suffer from migraines and headaches. And if that's you, you want to pay extra attention to what needs to be changed in your life, okay? So 5 of Swords can be walking away from drama, right? It can be leaving behind toxic, negative thinking, right? How we talk to ourselves is so, so very important. And the way you talk to yourself can be your biggest cheerleader, or it can be your biggest rival. You can either look at it in the form of, boot camp, where you have someone screaming at you, or you can look at it as, a compassionate healer, therapist, best friend who wants the best for you. And I feel like you have known tough love in some way, shape, or form. You've known to maybe be hard on yourself because maybe that's how a parent was, or because you were told from someone that you weren't good enough, or you weren't the best, or you had to be better. I feel like there's a lot of mental conflict that has occurred here, and you may have even dealt with people who constantly try to belittle you, admonish you, or one-up you in some way, shape, or form. But you know deep down on a soul level that you're worth so much more. And that's why it's important not to limit yourself, not to put yourself in some sort of confinement, some sort of box, and shake things up a bit with what you believe. Your thoughts become your reality, right? And they make you or break you. What you tell yourself is your truth. And so we have to retrain our mind sometimes. Our brain is like a muscle. We have to condition it daily. Just like when you're working out, you're not just going to work out, one day a month and say, great, I'm going to get a 6-pack in 6 months, but I'm only going to work out 6 times. It doesn't work that way. We have to stay dedicated. We have to stay consistent, and we also have to be aware. And even though it's difficult as our body transforms and integrates into new ways of working those muscles, that's the same with energy. And for some of you, you're not afraid to put in hard work. That's why this Leo energy is so important, because that's that extra boost of encouragement, self-discipline, and dedication to achieve your dreams, whatever they may be for you, collective. What else do we need to know about this intuition? You can't make it up. As we're talking about big old strength, Leo energy, here she is. And I feel like compassion is important. You see that little lamb there, right? And I feel like a lot of you have faced your fears. You have seen the darkest aspects of yourself, right? You've been to the pits of your shadows. And when the strength card shows up, it means that you are not abandoning yourself. This is about you not self-sabotaging by running from a situation or numbing it or, not dealing with it. And that's why this Leo season is important, because your intuition is loud. That's that knock at the door, that doorbell ringing. You can't avoid it because it's going to keep on buzzing, right? It's going to stay there with you. And Spirit is saying it's time for full radical acceptance, and it's time for you to be gentle and kind with yourself, but also stay dedicated to your heart. Stay dedicated to your soul's purpose here, because you're on the precipice, if not already, of this major breakthrough. So what is this breakthrough for you, collective? What's the breakthrough? Some sort of ending. You kept cycling. You kept going back and forth is what I'm getting here. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands. We have the 10 of Swords. This could be a relationship where there was inconsistency, or there could have been someone playing, right? Playing with your emotions, playing with your heart. For others of you, it was inconsistent in your career because you wanted to chase your passions and your desires and your dreams, but maybe you weren't sure how to make money, be able to live off those earnings, but you didn't want to put an end to it completely because your passion and your inspiration and your intuition said, but this is what I want, right? You're putting an end to thinking that something is impossible, because collective, remember the word impossible itself spells I'm possible. And I feel that you're putting an end to some sort of inconsistency, self-sabotage, or lies that we tell ourselves through this 5 of Swords, or lies that we've been conditioned to believe. They're not true. This is about you stepping into your belief of how powerful you actually are, because you are. You have more strength than you think. You have infinite opportunities. 8 is the sign of infinity in itself. And I feel like that's part of the breakthrough. There's something that you're not giving up on. That's your dream, but it does require you to let go of the limitations or the box that you've put yourself in, or self-sabotaging patterns, behaviors, relationships, whatever it is, because your outcome is 2 of Wands. You're going to make a choice to put in the work. There's another 8. So this is the 8 of Pentacles, which may say that even though this could have taken a long time, or even if time is of the essence here and timing is going to play a role in this, it's going to be worth it, right? It's going to be worth it. But you've been riding the fence. For a lot of you, you've been riding the fence with that 2 of Wands. And I feel like now the time has come for some sort of choice, whatever you've been riding, to put in the work, even if it's uncomfortable, and make waves. Make waves, okay? Make waves, because you're not alone. You're going to ride in that wake of Spirit, right? Spirit's helping you. And even though there are waves here, this is a moment of truth. This is victory. This is advancement. All right, let's clarify what this looks like through this breakthrough. We see that a choice is being made. The choice is to veer off in a path that, yes, it's going to require your dedication, your hard work, your efforts, maybe even going back to school, learning something new, perhaps talking to a therapist, a counselor, a mentor, maybe starting a new craft and learning more about it. Maybe it is exiting out of a relationship or making some big changes within one. You have a second chance here because you've grown. There's a rebirth happening, a big rebirth. It wouldn't surprise me to see the death. Let's clarify the awakening, the rebirth. There is the Judgment. Okay, just as good as that death here. This is a judgment call being made. And this is a second chance. This is a death and rebirth. When the judgment call, right, shows up, this is that knock at the door. This is an awakening. It is a second chance. It's a rebirth. It is a rite of passage, but it requires you to let go of what was, let go of the past, let go of regrets. This could be karmic cycles as well, because a new day has dawned. And yes, perhaps this judgment felt unfair or it felt difficult being made, but the second chance is right here. And actually, this card is my judgment card. When I created this deck, the second chance was like the judgment. And I feel like you are being reborn in a way where this allows you, look at this, Knight of Swords collective, to take action and to take quick action mentally, because you start off with the Five of Swords. Your thoughts kind of got in your own way of your own intuition at times, right? It tends to be what I call mental muckery. And it can really cause us to second guess ourselves, second guess our mission on earth, second guess our choices, the people we're with, our, everything. We tend to feel stuck. And I feel with this Knight of Swords, this is allowing you to take decisive action and to give that challenge a wink in the eye and say, I got this. It doesn't matter if I'm 43, 49, those may be significant numbers. It doesn't matter if you're 62 or 79, whatever age you are, taking action towards what? Your Nine of Cups. This is that fulfillment. This is that emotional piece of the milestones that we talked about earlier. Remember that divine feminine energy of emotional fulfillment? We see that the physical is here. It's available for you. It may require extra work on your end, right? It may require you to do something differently, try a different path. But ultimately, we have a wish fulfillment here, emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction. This is about success, happiness, abundance, and hitting that milestone emotionally and physically here on this planet Earth. Beautiful. Let's look at what this looks like. Okay, for a lot of you, it is feeling more peace because you may have been dealing with a situation that was very toxic, very heavy, very mentally exhausting, emotionally confusing. Some of you, you've overcome some of your greatest fears, and I'm so proud of you with that Strength card. The Strength shows up to empower you, for you to believe in yourself and know that there is nothing that you cannot achieve that your soul wasn't prepared for. I believe we come here with the blueprint, right? Yes, we have free will, but you knew the lessons that your soul wanted to learn. You have this divine access at all times. But sometimes our conditioning and our experiences and what we've gone through taint that blueprint, or we feel like we have difficulty accessing it, or we feel like, how are we going to come out of this? How are we going to survive? But if you look back on everything that you've ever gone through in your life, you're still here. You're still showing up for yourself. You have not abandoned you. Even though other people may have, even if there were points of your life where you've been harder on yourself, that's in the past. That no longer exists in the present. And for those of you that this is resonating with you, pat yourself on the back, hold yourself a little tighter, love yourself a little harder, and know that you have everything that you need right here, right now to find that peaceful place within you. Okay? This is about simplicity and rest and retreat, but not because you're living a life that you have to escape from, but you're able to breathe a sigh of relief that you've made it through what you've gone through, and there is a second chance at life here, second chance at love, second chance, at career, second chance because you've learned so very much along the way and you have the tools. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Magician. You have the tools. And if you don't, right? If there's some pieces that are missing, you're going to learn them along the way, right? You're going to learn them because you're not afraid to put in that effort. You're not afraid to go towards your dreams. You're not afraid. And that's the thing here. And even if you are afraid, you're going to show up shaking. You're going to show up shaking and you're going to face fear in the eye and you're going to give it a wink and say, I got you. I got this, right? I'm not letting fear sit in the driver's seat. You get in the back seat. You can come along for the ride. You're helpful from time to time. But if you let fear sit in that driver's seat, you're just going to stay put in that confinement of your own prison. Let's take a look here. Whoa, okay, what's the milestone? Immediately look at, we have Wheel of Fortune. This is a turning point in your life. This is also destiny, right? This is destined. It's coming about here in a big way for you. And this certainly could be about partnerships. We have the Two of Cups, which can be unions. It can be the law of attraction. This is about opening up to love. This can be a new soulmate. Soulmates come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. Could be a pet, could be a best friend, could be a family member, could be a lover. But I do see that you're opening up to some new unions here. For some of you, you have suffered from feeling left out, feeling ostracized from your family, maybe even felt a part of a third party, or you just felt like you were a part of group situations where you weren't enough or other people weren't bringing enough to the table. You're entering into a time where you're attracting people who want the best for you because you have a common theme. You have a common energy. There is success and growth mindset here. That's what you are choosing to step out of and go into. And you may be saying, well, Mel, I chose that in the beginning, which, yeah, we never intentionally set out for failure or for relationships to fall apart or for life struggles and challenge. Intentionally is the key there. But sometimes our soul sets out to learn, to grow, and to thrive. And that can look like many different things. But what you're doing is, there's a 7. You've reflected, you've invested time and energy into certain areas of your life. And if you are not seeing a return on your investment, I feel like you are pivoting and you're choosing a new path. This could be a new friend group. It could be new foods. It could be a new job. It can be new spiritual practices. It could even be connecting with, a new counselor, healer, or mentor. Perhaps you've hit a glass ceiling in some way. And I feel like that's a big theme in your reading is the confinements of the box, right? You are meant for so much more. Don't settle. And I feel like that's what this is saying is don't settle just because you've put time and energy into something. If you're not getting the payoff, but you've done everything possible to see something grow, but it's just dead, right? Or maybe you want something to be reborn with this Judgment. Perhaps there is a little bit of growth left. Maybe you didn't realize it. Maybe you thought the plant, like have you ever had a plant that, you have all the leaves that fell off, but there's one tiny little bud that shoots up right before you're about to toss it? That's happened to me before. And you're like, wow, how did that grow? I thought you've been dead for like 5 months. But for some of you, you're going to see that there is a tiny sprout of growth left and you're going to water it. You're going to stay consistent. You're going to do what you need to do to see something grow to fruition. You're going to put in the work. And for others of you, if that plant is dead, and in fact, you've tried everything, you've repotted it, you've, put it in different areas, you've changed the soil, you've done everything you can. And this is symbolically for an area of your life, of course. And there's no growth and it's done, gone, and dead, right? You are walking away from it and it's time to plant your seeds elsewhere. And that's what I see you doing. But regardless of what path, right, it's going to be different for each and every one of you. The outcome here is the same. The outcome is accomplishment. It's accomplishment because you have put in the work or you have not given up on that dream and you will be rewarded. And I hear so many people say often, Mel, I've been doing the work. I've been a good person. I've been doing it all, but I still haven't seen my ships coming in. Don't give up. Don't give up hope. Don't give up inspiration. I know it can be challenging sometimes when it's been months or it's been years. And sometimes you feel isolated, all alone. Like, where are you, spirit guides? I've been asking for a miracle. Trust that you will receive, or you are in the midst of receiving the blessings and the miracles. Okay. Your soul knows what it's doing, right? Sometimes the ego gets caught up in it. 5 of Swords, right? Sometimes the head gets caught up, the ego gets caught up, our conditions, our experiences. We tend to self-sabotage, or we tend to get in our own way. But trust that your soul knows the path, collective. Your soul knows the path. All right, last but not least, let's get a message here. Thank you, Spirit. Let's get a message. We have self-care. Self-care is not selfish. We cannot pour from an empty cup. Fill your soul cup and everyone around you will benefit, including yourself. Your action. Do one thing today that will fill up your soul cup, whether it's a bath, maybe journaling, eating a healthy meal, get a massage, do some yoga, put on your favorite song. Love on you today. Love yourself up a little bit more today, collective. Mantra, my needs matter. I honor myself today. And that can be that divine feminine within you, male or female, it does not matter. Show yourself some of that extra love. And then we have, I am worthy. I was born worthy of all my desires. I know my dream is meant for me because it's my vision, my dream. It's in my DNA. Tell the universe right now what you desire. Claim it, own it, breathe it. Mantra, I was born worthy. Yes, you are. You are born worthy. Claim it. I want you to drop in the comment section below the mantra, I was born worthy. If you do so, I'll enter you into the free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the 1st of each month and post right back here on the channel. So pick the mantra that resonates with you. There's 2 of them here. I was born worthy, or my needs matter. I honor myself today. So which one calls to you more, collective? Choose a mantra, claim it, drop it in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Some of you really needed to hear this because you have gone a long time feeling confined, feeling stuck, feeling caged. And it's time to break out of that. You have wings. Your soul has wings. Spirit is with you, ready for you to fly. And you're going to reach the dream, whatever that may be for you. Don't give up on you. Lots of love, collective.